Hi there, sports fans. This is Play It Right TV, and I'm Quinito Henson. We are live right now. Dyan?
So many things happening. Dyan Castillejo here, and Quinito's holding that super nice, good-looking molten basketball, the official FIBA Molten World Cup basketball. He's holding it for a reason, and we're gonna announce it in a little bit. But first, we are going to be just chatting with you about the different things that are happening, have been happening in the world of sports. First of all, we all witnessed the FIBA World Cup draw over the weekend. That was so exciting, and we now know who the Philippines is up against. We're going to be talking about Gilas' participation in the SEA Games. I believe they just left today and going to start their campaign to bring back the gold. Pacquiao versus the Paradigm, that case. And then the PBA on tour, which is happening also this month. And we're going to also let you know a little bit about what the Philippines has in terms of schedule for the Southeast Asian Games, which officially starts tomorrow, although there have been already many games held in the last couple of days.
Well, marami tayong pag-uusapan, Dayan, and we've got a rundown of the topics. And before we get into the discussion, and by the way, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button for notifications. Tapos,
Yes.
kung meron kayong mga comments, kung meron kayong mga questions that you want us to answer about anything under the sun when it involves sports, especially when it comes to those topics that we're going to talk about, put out your comments, we'll flash them, and then we're going to answer everything that you want us to answer. Yan.
Hey, thank you. We have an early viewer. Finally, the Dean and Ma'am Dayan. Hi, good evening. Wait till you
Hi,
hear
hi, hi.
wait till you hear what we have. So can we announce it na, Quinito, in terms of
Okay, we're
prices?
ready to announce it.
Okay, go ahead.
This is going to be the biggest promo yet on Play It Right's history. We're going to be giving away 3 FIBA World Cup 2023 molten basketballs. It's very easy for you to join. Dayan, let's go over what our viewers, our followers need to do.
Okay, so we're going to give away 3 molten basketballs tonight, right? So all you have to do is please listen and share, subscribe, and like our page on YouTube and our Facebook accounts. You have to tag 2 friends and answer this very simple question. What does the FIBA World Cup mean to you as a Filipino? What does it mean to me as a Filipino? Write your answer in the comment section below. We'll be picking 3 winners with the best answer. Doesn't have to be long, just a couple of lines. Now, the 3 winners will win one of the following. Quinito, I believe you have the balls there. Check this out. The official premium leather FIBA World Cup 2023 molten game ball, right?
Okay, this is
That's
it.
one of them.
This is premium leather. This is exactly what the players will be using when the FIBA World Cup 2023 unfolds. Ito po siya, no? Ang ganda ng design. Merong
Super
golden,
nice.
merong mga golden na puso on the
Puso.
side. Yes, and at saka yung yung texture niya, iba talaga yung leather, no? Para talagang yung raw leather ang ginamit dito, no? This is premium
Nice to
leather.
grip.
You can only buy mold. That's right. It's a 12-panel ball. It's got a fabulous design with a lot of hearts because of the Puso slogan. And
Show
then
the hearts, Quinito, because I was talking to
okay.
some of the
Here,
Japanese executives from Molten who flew in for the ball reveal event. Sabi nila, yung heart daw talagang pinag-isipan nila because it really shows the heart and the passion of the Filipino for basketball, and that's what we want to show as we host the
yes.
World Cup later
Wow.
this
Ayan, sarap
year.
ng amoy. Amoy
Ayaw
leather.
nga, no? Okay, so
Okay,
the
now,
second ball
that's one. The
is
second ball is this. Now, this is a special design for the composite leather. You can play this indoor or outdoor. Yung premium leather, you can only play that indoor. Ito po pwedeng outdoor, pwedeng indoor. At ang design niya is kaiba. Oops.
okay. I think we lost Quinito. My partner, but don't worry, he's gonna come back. He was just talking about the second ball that will be given out as a prize tonight. It is a premium composite leather FIBA World Cup 2023 molten basketball. He was saying that it can be used for indoor and outdoor. So that's very special. And then there's going to be our third giveaway tonight. is a FIBA World Cup 2023 molten rubber basketball. So we have three balls that we're giving away tonight. If you just answer the question, what does the FIBA World Cup ball, what does the FIBA World Cup mean to you as a Filipino? And please write your answers in the comment section below. And we'll be picking three winners with the best answer. I told you he was coming back. There you go, Quinito. So
Sorry na wala ako.
I just
Yeah.
recap the three balls that we're giving away and how to win.
Okay, this is the second ball, yung pong composite leather. In my excitement, meron yata akong napindot sa aking laptop, kanya nawala ako. But yes, this is the beautiful composite leather basketball. And we also have a rubber basketball that we're going to show you. This is it. It's packed in cellophane. So we've got three molten FIBA World Cup 2023 basketballs to give away. Now, Dyan, we're going to give our viewers and our followers all the way until Tuesday of 12 noon.
Next week.
Yeah. Tuesday, that will be May 9, to be able to give your comments and to also give your answer to that question that we asked. No? What does the FIBA World Cup 2023 mean to you? And then,
of course, don't forget you have to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook accounts and tag two friends. So those are the requirements to be able to win.
And also, we will be announcing the winners in our episode on May 10 on Wednesday. That's at 8 p.m. Yung po mga winners natin, we will choose only three. The best answers, the best explanation as to what the FIBA World Cup 2023 means to you. Pwedeng English, pwedeng Tagalog, any language, any way you want to express yourself. Ang limit po is 3 sentences. Just in 3 sentences, express what you think, why this FIBA World Cup 2023, what it means to you. Okay, from Plaridel Magdiwang, meron tayong comment dito, Sir Quinito, yan din po ba ang gagamitin ng mga Gilas sa practice nila, molten basketball, para magamay na nila? Yes, exactly. This is what the Philippine team will be using, or already has been using, so that they can get used to it coming up to the World Cup. No? But this will not be the ball that will be used in a SEA Games. So siguro, they're setting these balls aside first. But they will be using this once they really start practicing for the World Cup. Yan po. So winners will be known on Wednesday. So kayo po mga followers and viewers, start composing your answers. What the FIBA World Cup 2023 means to you. We will choose the best 3. And the super best, Dyan, will get the premium leather. The second best will get the composite leather. And then the third best will get the rubber basketball. But all 3 are molten FIBA World Cup 2023 basketballs. Yan.
What a chance of a lifetime. And also dito sa Plate Right, the next couple of months we'll be having more giveaways, but this is just the first of many exciting ones. Okay, we're gonna start our topics that we wanted to talk about tonight, and you can join our discussion. First of all, we're gonna talk about the FIBA World Cup draw that just happened last Saturday at the Araneta Coliseum. Quinito and I were both there. It was so exciting. What a fantastic show. Congratulations to SVP and everyone else that was involved. It was so entertaining, high energy. And then parang everyone was so nervous. But now we know who we're playing against, who we're grouped with in Group A. Sabi nga ni Coach Chot, it's not bad, but it could have been worse, but it's still hard. But kumbaga, Quinito, you were saying that everybody's hard. You know, we're grouped with Italy, who's ranked number 10, Angola, 41, and Dominican Republic, 23. And we have lost to all these countries in the past, many by different margins. But Coach Chot said that they are now first targeting, of course, to win the SEA Games gold. But of course, the real goal is to really try and do well and advance in the World Cup. It's going to be tough.
Well, just talking about
the least, right?
Oh, it's certainly going to be very, very tough. But just going back to the draw, Dyan, at paliwanag natin sa ating mga viewers and followers that this was a modified draw. In other words, this was not a pure draw. And there were only 9 countries that were available to join the Philippines in Group A. Ang nangyari kasi dito is that seeding, the world seeding was used to classify which teams would go to what pot. And then the pot will then determine which group they will be brought to. No? So the Philippines, parang naging number one contender tayo, number one seed, because we're the lead host. So the Philippines, Spain, which is number one, USA is number two, and Australia number three. They became now the leaders of the groups A, B, C, and D. Ganon. So, and then Japan, because it's also an automatic qualifier, also was placed in another group. But sa ating grupo, we could have actually been grouped with Germany. In other words, Giannis Antetokounmpo. We could have been
You mean
grouped.
Greece?
Sorry, Greece. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Germany, we could have been grouped with Dennis Schroeder and Franz Wagner and Daniel Thies. Those guys are NBA players. We could have been grouped with Finland, with Markkanen. We could have been grouped with Brazil, Ivory Coast, or New Zealand. But in the end, because of the modified draw, we were grouped with Italy, sabi mo nga, Dyan, Dominican Republic, and Angola. Now we have, this is the grouping of Team Philippines, and now we have the schedule of our games. We're gonna flash that on your screens. Ito po. Our very first game, Dayan, will be Dominican Republic at gaganapin yan sa Philippine Arena. Angola is August 27 at Araneta, and Italy August 29 at Araneta. Notice, may pagitan ng isang araw in between games. That's going to be good, so we can rest up and make sure that we're ready for the game at hand. But Dominican Republic is going to be a tough opponent because we don't know whether Al Horford or Karl Anthony Towns, two NBA veterans, will play for the Dominican Republic, but they're eligible. So, ang Dominican Republic actually eliminated Argentina in the Africa qualifiers. And and their coach.
So that shows how tough they are because Argentina first time hasn't qualified since 1982, I think.
Yes.
So they had and also so I mean obviously their morale is very up, right? Dominican Republic, and well, of course we're gonna have a different team now, but in 2021 in the Olympic qualifying, the Gilas lost to Dominican Republic by 27 points, 94 to 67. Our top scorer then was Jordan Heading with 16 points. But we're going to have a whole new lineup.
Oh, yeah. And talking about whole new lineup, and Dominican Republic, out of those players who beat the Philippines in the Olympic qualifiers in 2021, only 4 out of 26 who played for the Dominican Republic in the World Cup qualifiers. Only 4 were held over. So this is a brand new team. They've got Eloy Vargas, who's 6'11", coming from the U.S. They've got Antonio Montero, who is also a tough player. They've got Childe Dundao, who is their number 1 point guard. And all of those players are really, really tough to beat from the Dominican Republic. Oh, some of those players, by the way, are going to be playing for Angola. I got my players mixed up. But yes, Dominican Republic is going to be a tough one. And some of those players are going to be coming in with U.S. credentials. Now, for Italy, ang makakalaban po natin, di pa natin alam kung si Danilo Gallinari of the NBA will be playing for Italy. But their coach is an Italian, si Gianmarco Pozzocco. And then for Angola, their coach is also new now, and it's no longer Will Voigt. So Angola is going to be showing up with possibly their NBA veteran Bruno Fernando. Remember in the last World Cup, Dayan, tinalo tayo ng Angola in overtime. But now they're coming in with a brand new cast with an NBA player and a lot of tall guys. So we have to make sure that we're going to be playing our best.
Well, the first game against Dominican Republic in the Philippine Arena is going to be so interesting. Of course, we're inviting all Filipinos to go out. Please plan your schedule na para makapunta kayo. We're going to need the 6th man. We're going to need everyone to be cheering on every point for the Gilas there. Siyempre, that's unang sabak natin. We wanna make a good impression, although it's going to be tough nga. Now, I wanted to ask you, Quinito. So we have to win. Right? I know that you were talking about different scenarios sa Group A of how we can advance, right? So at the very least, we have to win at least one. We have to beat, and the best team that we can beat, our best chances against Angola. The last time we lost in overtime, 84-81. Now with we had Andre Blatch at that time, who was our naturalized player. Ngayon with Jordan Clarkson expected to play. Hopefully, Kai Soto and the best composed team. Um, how do you see us match up against Angola given their lineup as well?
You know, Angola is going to be tough because they've got Bruno Fernando, who's a 4-year NBA player, and he's still playing in the NBA. And just looking at what I wrote about Angola, no, this is a team that is, I don't know, it's going to be very hard to beat. They're actually ranked lower than us. They're number 41. We're ranked number 40. But their
Just
coach
one
is
spot.
a Spanish, a Spanish coach. His name is Josep Claros. He's 54 years old, and he has coached the El Salvador, Mexican, Egyptian, and Bahrain national teams. So it comes with a lot of good history, and their players actually include, as I mentioned, see Bruno Fernando. They've got a 6'9" French-born player, Kelvin Coquila, 6'9" Antonio Montero, who holds 3 passports: Cape Verde, Portugal, and
Yes.
Angola. Yeah, they've got a 5'8" point guard named Childe Dundao, and 6'10" Gilson Bango, and 6'9" Teotonio Do of the NCAA Division II, University of Arkansas Fort Smith. 6'9" Silvio de Souza plays as an import in the French League. So these guys are very new to us. Hindi natin nakalaban yan in 2019 World Cup when we lost to Angola in overtime. So we have to be ready. We have to be prepared to face a team like Angola, just like Dominican Republic and just like Italy. But looking at what could possibly happen, ganito ang mangyayari,
Mhm.
no? It could happen that one team will go 3-0,
Yeah,
assuming it will
which
be Italy, the
Italy, yeah.
undefeated. Then the other three could be 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Coach and
Mm-hmm.
system will happen. No? So, and at the same time, there could also be a team that will go 0-3. So assuming Angola becomes winless, matalo sila ng Dominican Republic, Philippines, and Italy, there could be
Yeah.
a three-way tie for first. Dominican Republic, Philippines, and Italy could end up with 2-1 records identical. So coach and
Mm-hmm.
system again will come into play. It's very important that when the Philippines plays, dapat manalo o matalo. Kung matalo, it's got to be at a
Konti
very,
lang.
very close margin. Kung
Mm-hmm.
manalo, it's got to be as big a margin as possible so that we enhance our chances for the quotient system.
Well, after the Southeast Asian Games, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit, it's going to be full blast na yung preparation ng Gilas, no, Quinito, for the World Cup. I, I, I hear they're going to go on camps like in Europe and probably in the US kung para makasama nila a little bit si Jordan Clarkson. Of course, will lead the team. So, uh, and having talked to Coach Chot, planning this for years, knowing that the World Cup is here. I mean, you can bet they're gonna give it like 100%. The nice thing is, of course, as we know, the PBA will be off except for the tour, and there will be so many players who will be available, of course. So it's just a matter of really getting as prepared as we can and really just sharpening, leveling up as we, as you know, to be able to go against this three countries first Group A. And also, what's really exciting about the World Cup, of course, Team USA is going to be playing here in Group D. And I believe other games are going to be played at the MOA Arena. Pero ngayon pa lang, maybe we can go on leave from work to be able to watch the Gilas Pilipinas in those first three games in the first round of the World
That's
Cup in
right.
August.
Yeah, so Team USA, abangan natin yan. Yung mga games nila will be played at the Mo Arena. USA will be in Group C. Philippines will be in Group A. And as I mentioned earlier, no, first game ng Philippines, as well as the Angola versus Italy game, will be played at the Philippine Arena. And then the succeeding games in the first round of eliminations will be the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Now, if we survive the first round, meaning to say we finish top 2 in our group, we move on to the second round. And in the second round, makakasama natin yung survivors from their group, no? And that will be South Sudan, Serbia, China, and Puerto Rico. That will be the group that we're going to be joining in the second round,
Mm.
assuming we make it to the second round. Yeah. And the
Wow.
overseas
Okay.
training in Europe will most likely be in Lithuania before they go to the US. Yeah.
Nice. So here's a comment from Michael Brandy Bermudez. For sure, makakabawi po tayo sa Angola. We have a lot of time to prepare. And I can say that we have a shot in moving to the next round and possibly get a shot at securing an Olympic slot. Ay, oo nga pala, no? The important thing about this FIBA World Cup, the highest placed Asian team automatically gets a spot in the Paris 2024 Olympics. Wow, what a chance,
That's right. And that's
right?
separate from Australia and New Zealand. Kasi yung Oceania will be a separate zone recognized by the Olympics. So if we are the highest placed Asian team, pasok na tayo sa Olympics. But we've got to get the job done in the World Cup. Yan.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on to our next topic, or you might want to read a comment
Okay.
from
How hard
Mark
is this group? What are our chances? Well, it's going to be tough. As we mentioned, no, Angola is coming up with a brand new team. The Dominican Republic will also be bannered by tough players, and I'm expecting Al Horford and Carl Anthony Towns to be playing for the Dominican Republic because they haven't played for the Dominican Republic in a while. And the last time Al Horford played was 2012. The last time Carl Anthony Towns played for the Dominican Republic was 2013. But now that the World Cup is being played in the Philippines and the action is here, I think they'll see this as an opportunity to play in a paradise place. So
Yeah.
I think those guys are coming. And then in Italy, Gallinari had ACL surgery last year. It's going to take him some time to recover, but he's hoping to be able to recover in time for the World Cup. In fact, he's even hoping to recover in time to play for Boston in the NBA playoffs. So if he's trying to recover in time for the playoffs, what more is a World Cup? No, that will be held in August. So I think Gallinari will be there along with Nico Mannion, who is son of a
Well,
former
it's like a. I mean, I think from all the cuentos of all the basketball legends that have been here, the ambassadors that were here, I mean, all of them have said that, yeah, you know what Kobe said is true. The Philippines is really the best place to be when it comes to basketball. You're so loved, and I think all of them will want to experience that. Kasi who
Yes.
knows when will be the next time that the Philippines will host the World Cup again? The
Yeah.
last time was
Yeah.
1972, no? And the last
78.
time we hosted 78 the World Cup.
Yeah. So let's keep our
Anyway,
fingers
so
crossed that we do well in this coming FIBA World Cup.
okay, so we're gonna move to our next topic,
Okay.
Quinito. This Gilas pa rin. Uh, First order of the day, Southeast Asian Games. As we all know, we lost the gold last year, 2022 Vietnam to Indonesia. Unfortunately, we haven't lost in 2 decades, and we lost the gold. So sabi nga ng ni Chot Reyes and the rest of the coaching staff, even right after the draw, when we talked to Chot, ang unang sinabi niya, okay, now we know who we have to prepare for, but our first goal is to really win back the Southeast Asian Games. And they've had minimal time to prepare. It's a whole new different lineup. We're going to talk about he's bringing 15 players there who were not in the lineup last year, but like 5 of them were in the team that when we won the gold in 2019. Okay, so there are the players that have gone to Cambodia, 15. And then he's going to have to pick only 12, and that will happen, I believe, before the managers' meeting, which will be held on Sunday.
That's right. The Philippine team actually will leave tomorrow. So they will have practice in Manila tomorrow morning. Today is their day off. Yesterday, they ended camp in Inspire Academy in Calamba. So right after lunch, nagsiuwian sila to be with their families. Michael Phillips actually went over to the Phil Sports, or rather the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig to play for LaSalle in a game in the D-League. But
Wow.
today is their off day. And tomorrow morning, they will regroup for morning practice. Tomorrow night, they will be leaving for Cambodia. All 15 players will be going. Di pa sinasabi ni Coach Chot kung sino yung final 12 niya. Ang sabi niya, he will reveal it on May 7, as you mentioned, Dyan, on Sunday, just before the meeting with the team managers. And, we can speculate as to who the 3 will not make the team, but all 15 will be going to Cambodia. And I think any of the 15 players deserve to be there. How I wish we could field a 15-man lineup, but these players were chosen from a 28 original pool of players. Now, kanina meron ako nakitang question from one of our viewers who asked, bakit yung Indonesia may 3 naturalized players?
Right.
Actually, here, from Andrew Yu, why did we not have more naturalized imports in SEA Games? We had enough time. 3 Indonesian imports against Brownlee is just too much. From Andrew Go. Okay, for Indonesia, Their imports are Lester Prosper, whom we all know. He played in the
Naturalized
PBA.
players, the three
Yeah,
naturalized players who can all play in on the court at the same time.
that's right. Yeah, the naturalized players of Indonesia are Lester Prosper, Anthony Bean, is an American player, and then Dam Diagne. He actually is not classified as a naturalized because although he's from Senegal, he got his Indonesian passport before he was 16. He got it when he was 15 years old. He was brought in to Indonesia. There were three players from Senegal, all teenagers, all before 16. So they were given their passports before 16, which is a requirement by FIBA not to be classified as a naturalized. They have a player, an Indonesian American named Brandon Jawato, who will also be playing. He got his Indonesian passport when he was 27. So this is a rare exception. And I guess this is because, just like Greg Slaughter, even if he got his passport after 16, he spent many years living in Indonesia. Kanya Jawato is coming in as a local. So Anthony B naman, I think they gave him an exception as well. Although now they're saying that for so long as you have a passport of a country you're representing, you're allowed
Right.
to play. But this was not revealed to the Philippines at the beginning. So if not, then we could have brought in Ange Kwame. We could have, I don't know, brought in maybe some other naturalized player from the past. But we're not that way. The FIBA rule is one naturalized player, so we go by that. And Coach
Well,
Andreas is fielding this lineup with only Brownlee as our naturalized player.
so that's really interesting, no? Because I actually spoke to POC President Bambol Tolentino not too long ago, and then ang sabi nga niya na they're quite not naman concerned nga because this Indonesia has three naturalized players, and as long as may passport, there's no residency required. Then they can play for the country, and of course, it looks like Indonesia is really on an all-out campaign to try and retain their goal. They played in Australia the whole month of April. They've been together now,
Yeah, they played in
playing some
Australia
scrimmages there.
right. They played in Australia. They were there for 20 days. They played 8 games, but a lot of the teams that they played against were very low caliber teams. No, they won 4 out of their 8 games, and this Indonesian team will not have Marcus Bolden, will not have Abraham Grahita either. So those two
Okay.
are key players. And also, si Derek Exaviero is also not going to be playing. So this is a decimated lineup from Indonesia. Indonesia may not be as tough, however, as Thailand. Thailand has a lot of Thai Americans. Moses Morgan, Tyler Lamb will be playing. They also brought in a new player, a Phil German player by the name of Martin Brunig, who's 6'8". So if you notice in our 15-man pool, as you see on our screens, no, Gray, Stan Harniger, Brandon Ganuelos Rosser, and then Chris Newsom, Michael Phillips and Ben Phillips, and Mason Amos, they are not eligible to play as locals in FIBA competitions, only as naturalized. But SEA Games is different. That's why Stan Hardiger, although he's not allowed to play as a local in FIBA competitions, he's allowed to play as a local in the SEA Games. This is his third SEA Games. He won gold in 2017 and he won gold in 2019, but did not play the last time out last year. So those are the quirks of the rules, and so we have to go
Yeah.
by what we're dealt with. And
Mhm.
I think we'll have a fighting chance. We'll have a fighting team. The problem is, yeah, let's take a look at our
The
schedule.
group.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
schedule. Here we go. We have Malaysia in our group. May 9, that's our first game in Cambodia. That's 2 p.m. Then Cambodia, the host nation, May 11, 5 p.m.
Mhm.
Singapore, May 13, 2 p.m. All of those are lightweight opponents. Then comes the
Yes.
semifinals, which will be crossover. The crossover semifinals will pit us either against Thailand or Indonesia.
Thailand or
Those are
Indonesia.
tough teams. Those are the toughest teams aside from the Philippines. And if we win the semifinal, we go straight to the final against, as I mentioned, either Thailand or Indonesia. Whomever we face in the semifinals, the other team will be left for the final. So it'll be either in Thailand or Indonesia.
Well, at least the good thing is, Quinito, we won't face them right away, and we can already scout them in their other matches, diba? And our coaching
Yeah.
staff can
Well,
try
Christian
to
Kabab,
figure out, diba?
yeah, Christian Kabab mentions here that Newsom and Amos were allowed to play in FIBA. That's right. Newsom, I correct myself. No? Newsom got an exception from FIBA um, lately because SBP tried to get recognition from FIBA because of residence. I think FIBA looks at where they studied. Amos also was eligible because he's enrolled now in Ateneo and he's going to be playing here. So they gave those two an exception to the rule. But we tried also to get Mikey Williams recognized as a local. FIBA turned that down. We also tried to get recognition from a few other players who did not play college ball here, so they were also turned down. So it's touch and go when it comes to getting players qualified to play for the national team.
Yeah. Well, we also don't have Junmar Fajardo, unfortunately. He was in the last SEA Games,
Yes.
who scored a lot of points for us. He's still injured. Japeth Aguilar Pogoy is also injured. Jamie Malonzo. Scotty Thompson is expecting a child, as we mentioned before, and you already mentioned Mikey Williams. But, one thing for sure, Quinito, I think you were at the Inspire. You saw them right after the PBA conference. They got together. They spent a lot of time. Did twice a day practice in the Inspire. Did fitness. Brownlee cut his lip, but he's okay na, di ba? And I know those guys are gonna be really just diving and dying for every ball. Kasi makikita mo talaga yung desire to win back that gold medal for the Philippines in the SEA Games and take back our role as king of Southeast Asia. But as you said, it's gonna be tough. But what do you think? Kaya naman,
Well,
no?
let's pray. Let's pray. I think kaya natin. I think the 4.5 days that they spent at Inspire were good days, good bonding days. I think for chemistry.
Yeah,
They had their practices also at Meralco. Kulang-kulang sa practice because we had the PBA to contend with, and same thing with Indonesia. One of their players, si Grahita, is playing in the Japanese B League, so he can't play for in the Southeast Asian Games. Jawata
yeah,
was cut from the Japanese B League, so he can play. But our guys in Japan, si Dwight Ramos, the Ravenna brothers, see Matthew Wright, those guys are eligible to play for Gilas. They can't play for us because they're playing in the B League, but those are the cards that are dealt for us. So we'll do what we can with what we have, and let's hope for the best. For sure, they're going to be fighting. Update on Clarkson being a local in the World Cup. He will be recognized only as a naturalized player. So our choice in the World Cup will be either Brownlee or Clarkson. So everything will depend on the progress of the training, but Clarkson kasi gives you a different dimension from Justin Brownlee. Clarkson being an NBA player, he will demand respect from not only the officials but also the opponents. And
right.
plus he can play point guard. I think Coach Chot needs someone to play point guard to relieve Scotty Thompson. So let's hope. Let's hope we can do it. Here's a nice message from NSD. Stay positive. We can do it. Yes. Instead of criticizing, instead of making batikos, siguro let's just show support. Looking at the lineup, I do think our team is a defensive team, and that's courtesy of assistant coach Tim Cohn. And don't forget, we are giving away molten FIBA World Cup 2023 basketballs. Subscribe and like to our YouTube and FB accounts. And simply answer, what does the FIBA World Cup mean to me as a Filipino? In Tagalog, in any dialect you want, in English, write your answer in the comment sections below. We'll be picking 3 winners. We will be announcing the winners on our Wednesday show. That's at 8 p.m. Ito po, the 3 winners will win these balls, no? Yung premium leather FIBA World Cup 2023 molten basketball, a premium composite leather FIBA World Cup 2023 molten basketball, and a FIBA World Cup 2023 molten rubber basketball. 3 basketballs will be given away to our lucky winners. Okay, that's it for Gilas in the SEA Games. Now let's go to another hot topic, Dyan. By the way, here's something from Gian Carlos Santos' idol. What happened to Ange Kwame? Not in the 3x3 lineup also. I think there was an issue with Kwame's availability and his condition, but I think he's okay now, no? But at the time when they put together the lineup, because you have to give this lineup long before the 28 lineup, you can only draw your 12 players from the 5-on-5 team from the 28. So hindi nakasama si Ange Kwame. But yes, he actually could have played if the rule is nga, no, that you can play as many naturalized as you want so long as they have passports. But it is what it is. So we'll go by what we have. Okay,
All
Dayan,
right.
this last topic. The next one is Pacquiao versus Paradigm. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dayan.
well, it's been in the
Thanks
news
for that.
lately, of course. A California jury found favored Paradigm in their case, which they filed, which is a breach of contract against Pacquiao, and the jury ruled 9-3 in favor of Paradigm and ordered Pacquiao to pay $5.1 million as of now. That's what they've ordered. The court awarded 1.8 million in damages. At the same time, they ordered Pacquiao to return the 3.3 million in advance that he received, uh, supposedly from the sports management group. So the Pacquiao has not really responded yet. We just know that they're going to be appealing. I believe Manny's U.S. lawyers are going to be appealing, and apparently there are still many legal issues, or they still have many things that they feel should have been heard that weren't heard. Manny was in the States for a couple of days during the Garcia Gervonta fight, and he actually testified in court, I believe, for 2 days. The first day was like 6 hours, the second day a couple of hours, and so the lawyers have been ordered back on June 6th again, and for Team Pacquiao, it's not over, Quinito.
Yeah, it's far from over. I think there are many issues here. First of all, yung Paradigm promised to deliver $4 million to Pacquiao. No, it was short of that, and the money did not come from Paradigm. It came from another source, and two Filipino businessmen actually raised the money, and so they were the ones who paid Pacquiao, and in exchange for commissions to be shared with Paradigm. So, mali yung Paradigm to say that they gave the money to Pacquiao. They did not. No money came out of Paradigm. And by the way, yung sinasabi nilang 3.3 million na binayaran kay Pacquiao, it was $2 million and 49 million pesos. So part
Pesos.
of it was in
Yeah.
Philippine currency. Okay. Now, next is we also have to see the legality of the contract of Paradigm with Pacquiao, because that appears to be flawed. So, well, um, Manny Pacquiao's lawyer, Bruce Cleland, will be looking into that. I think several motions are now on the table of the presiding judge, who is Walter Schwarm in Orange City, California. So there will be a ruling on those motions on the table, while the jury has decided and on these yung damages, and for Senator Manny to pay back a
Plus,
certain
they're
amount.
also asking for like lawyers' fees. I think of an additional 2 million.
That's
Meron
right.
pang
If you
mga
add if
ganon.
you add everything, it might amount to about $8 million. So I think there was a move by the Pacquiao camp to come up with a settlement. Ano, pag-usapan na lang natin ito, no? As they say, but unfortunately, the lawyer of Paradigm, Judd Burstein, who represented Pacquiao in
Yeah,
2005 in
I
his case
remember that.
against Murad Muhammad, yeah, refused. So now, instead of getting what settlement they could have gotten from Senator Manny, they could end up with nothing. Because if Manny Pacquiao wins this case in the end, and
Mhm.
it looks like things are moving his way, because parang parang parang
Yeah.
technicality issue will be raised, and parang magiging void yung kontrata ng Paradigm with Senator Manny. So when that happens, blanco ang Paradigm. But let's wait. Let's hope for the best. Whatever is in the best interest of Senator Manny. It's not true that he was dishonest. Yung lumalabas sa media na galing sa Paradigm, hindi mga walang katotohanan yon that that Manny falsified or breached his contract. Wala. Actually, it was if there was any contract at all, Paradigm did not deliver. They promised kasi to deliver a fight against McGregor and natalo. And then they promised to deliver a fight against Mikey Garcia, hindi natuloy. So ano naman ang gagawin ng Pacquiao? Kung walang mabigay na laban ang Paradigm, so he signed up to fight first Errol Spence and then Yordenis Ugas. So I don't think you can fault Manny Pacquiao for that. But anyway, let the lawyers decide what is best. Pero yung po masasabi natin, hindi pa po final itong judgment ng jury. There are many
Mhm.
motions on the table of the presiding judge. And there will be rulings that we can expect within the next month or so that should clarify things about this. But we can't believe everything that's being put in media
Yeah.
because parang ang daming mga nilalabas ang paradigm to put Senator Manny in a bad light. And, it's so unfair.
Yeah, round one pa lang to. I actually spoke to Manny briefly about it. He's still upbeat and still confident that they have the legality to be able to appeal this and actually turn it around. So, yun na nga. But sabi nga niya, the U.S. lawyers, there's a lot of things that need to be heard, and as you mentioned, several issues about uh, I think the legality of the contract between Paradigm and Manny early on. So kumbaga, like a marriage, if let's say you entered into a marriage, pero may problema pala yung isa before, that marriage could actually be null and void, di ba?
Yeah.
Something like that. But anyway, let's see. Well, let's see what happens. But let's keep praying because, you know, yeah, Manny has only wanted to fight, and when the fight with McGregor didn't happen, and they weren't really offering any other fights naman. So, syempre, 'di ba? Pag he's a boxer, he's a fighter, even up to now, gusto nga niya lumaban. So, that's what he does. And you can't ever say that Manny doesn't want to fight. He always wants to fight, right? So, let's pray that this will be resolved
Okay,
for
let's move on
everybody's
to our
sake.
next topic, Diane. It's going to be PBA on tour. Woo! And eto, Diane, can you go over this PBA on tour?
Okay, so while the PBA is the official PBA conference is on break to give way for the SEA Games and the preparation for the World Cup preparation, the PBA is going to be on tour. It starts on May 21. There are going to be 4 out of town venues. There will also be some games in Manila. Quinito, you can probably talk about this more. There are 11 rule changes, and then the rosters will be 17. You can have 17 guys on the team, and I believe even the prospective draft picks ng mga teams will be allowed to join them. And it's going to be also rookies and free agents will be allowed, and it's going to end on July 30 before the World Cup starts on August 25. Are the tickets
The
free
thing,
in the PBA on
yeah.
tour?
I don't know. We have to clarify that, but wait for the announcements. Kalalabas lang ang schedule kanina. So, I'm hoping that baka walang ticket, no? But I don't know. We will have to clarify that. But the schedule is out, and we're excited because there will be games in Baliwag, Bulacan, in Tiaong, Quezon, in Batangas City, and in Dumaguete. Plus, there will be a double header in UST. I think that's also in the schedule. And yung rule changes, the most significant will be the coaches challenge. Head
Oh yeah,
coaches will be allowed to challenge a call. There are also specific calls that can be challenged. Remember, a call has to be made first before you can challenge. In other words, kung hindi pumito ang referee, there's nothing to challenge, di ba? You cannot challenge a no call. So each coach will be given one challenge per half. If you don't use the challenge in the first half, it is not transmittable. So you lose it. You can only have one coaching challenge per half. That is the limit. There are other rules, no, that are significant. Kanya nga 11. No? One of them is the combination of calls or violations that will merit ejection. Dati-dati kasi, if you have a technical foul for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then you get a flagrant one, you're already automatically out. But this time it will take, instead of 2, 3 violations of that nature. And of course, we will have 17-man rosters, 16 to play. Yung rookies free agents na yan, sinasabi ng PBA, this will have to be clarified a little bit because yung mga collegiate players that are still eligible to play for the schools, yung UAAP and NCAA season kasi will take place before or maybe even during the PBA season will start. So those guys may not be eligible to play on the PBA on tour unless the UAAP or NCAA grants them permission and for them to remain eligible as collegiate athletes, or if the GAB gives them a special permit to play in the PBA on tour. So that's still to be clarified. But other rookies like CJ Lane, other players, maybe Cedric Bearfield, those guys can come over as rookies and pick the teams that they want to play for and join the PBA on tour. That's going to be very, very exciting.
Well, I think it's a great thing that the PBA did that while the PBA is, not officially in conference because, syempre, konti lang yung players that are part of the Gilas team. And of course, we have the basketball fans wanna see their favorite PBA players. It's still gonna be televised, and I assume you're gonna be doing a lot of the games, Quinito. And of course, the players want to stay active. We all want to support the national team, but of course, we also want to support our local league. And I think it's a very, very great move, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be really interesting. This innovative tournament that is going to start on May 21. That's the PBA on tour. Okay, so
Okay. Yeah, from Michael Bermudez, hopefully ma-update yung mga lineups before the start. It'll be nice to see mga bagong players in each team magpapadraft. Yes, we hope to be able to get those rosters ahead of time. But just yesterday, I was speaking with assistant coach of Rainer Shine, Calor Garcia, and he says they're still in the process of putting their lineups together. So I'm sure the other teams are similarly situated. I think TNT will not bring in their veterans. So they will rest Mikey Williams, Kelly Williams, and many of their veterans. So they want to give a chance for practice players, for free agents to play for TNT. And I think that's going to be the same situation with the other teams.
all right. Okay, here's one more comment. How about the
About
salary
the
cap?
salary cap, yeah. I hope Kume remove the salary cap so that all of the teams can offer maximum to any best players. I think the salary cap will be tackled as a policy issue in the PBA planning session. That will be held starting May 24 in Paris, France. The PBA
Whoa.
board is going to go to Paris and they're going to have a planning session. They will be taking up a lot of policy rule changes. So not related to the game, but related to how the league conducts itself. So yung salary cap, my personal feeling is keep the salary cap, but teams that pay players over the salary cap must pay a luxury tax to the league so that makinabang ang league, makinabang din yung ibang mga teams. So it's like what they do in the NBA. So you can do that. I think they're also going to take out the rule prohibiting fill foreigners to join the draft if they're over 30 years old. I think that will be removed. And then maybe they'll talk about also the 5 year sit out for those who play overseas. So those
Yeah.
are the things that will be talked about on a policy issue level during the planning session. We're hoping that there will be constructive resolutions to many of these issues.
Yeah, lots of changes going on, and I guess we have
Yeah.
to roll with the punches. All right. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our discussion on the different sports happenings in the Philippines and all around the world. Oh, before we announce our giveaway again, we have some of the games that will be played tomorrow in the Southeast Asian Games. So today was the opening ceremony, tonight and tomorrow, super full swing na. So
Yeah.
many games everywhere, right? So we have the men's volleyball with a game against Singapore at 6. There's women's football team against Malaysia. That's 9 p.m. There's also the first round in boxing. Also will start tomorrow. That's gonna go on all the way up to May 16. We have fighters, of course, in the men's and women's division. We're hoping to get multiple golds in boxing, and then there are also games in obstacle course, I believe, and martial arts is also starting tomorrow.
We also have marathon.
Marathon, yeah, so
Yeah,
many.
Christine Halasgo, women's marathon, as well as Rufa Sorongon, also women's marathon, and they will be in action tomorrow. And Richard Salano and Arlan Arbois will be in the men's marathon. I think that's going to start at 5 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of action tomorrow. And Diane, we've already gotten a couple of gold medals. No, I think we've gotten already in
Two
jiu-jitsu.
two gold medals. We have one in jiu-jitsu and one in a Cambodian martial arts, which is so
Right.
interesting because di ba nagdagdag yung mga host country ng mga like sports that are native to them, and it was quite impressive that we won because apparently our athlete from Penchak, who was a Penchak Silak athlete, only learned it like in 2 weeks. Siyempre may background na ng martial arts, pero quite impressive. So good job, two girls
Yeah.
won
And
our
I've also,
first two gold
and I
medals.
understand, Diane, we've also been assured of gold medals in obstacle course kasi the finals will be involving two Filipinos. So
Yes,
I think that's
two. I
also a
think
sure thing.
yeah, two Filipinos in the
Right.
individual men's and individual women's division. I believe in obstacle course. I've seen our
Yeah.
athletes before. They're really malakas. So
And on,
the hope
On
is of
Wednesday, by the
huh?
way, on Wednesday, Diane, we're hoping to be able to get the POC president, Bumble Tolentino. We've already gotten confirmation from PATAFA president Derek Capistrano. We'll try to get EJ Obiena. Now, Diane, he will be competing on
May
Sunday.
8th.
That's right.
Oh, Sunday.
May 8th,
Ma-
Monday? Monday ba?
May the
Hindi
last
remember.
time I heard, minsan nagbago yung schedule, but the last time I heard his event, the pole vault, is May 8th,
Okay,
Monday.
so yeah, Monday, and then he'll take a rest on the 9th. That's when we'll try to interview him and to air on the 10th because he leaves for Italy on the 10th.
Or
So
then of course, starting on May 8th, yung gymnastics competition of Carlos Yulo. He's limited to 4 events, but hopefully he can win all four. Although the team event is gonna be mahirap. And then the other guys in the men's gymnastics teams are also trying to win individual events. And also was able to see the aero gymnastics team. They're really good, and they're hoping to win at least 2 to 3 gold medals. So that's a new sport where we can also get a lot of gold medals. Sabi ni President Bambol, he's optimistic that we can surpass the 52 gold medals that we won in the Vietnam Sea Games last year. Pero in order to keep the our fourth place standing after Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, uh, in order to be fourth place, we're gonna have to really push because Cambodia is there wanting to be in the top four kasi syempre sila yung host. So let's see what happens. Very interesting tong SEA Games. Maraming talagang challenge, but Filipinos always fight with heart. So
well,
let's
okay,
but we're
yeah,
praying for Team Philippines. Let's go.
and let's go back to this just to refresh everyone's memories. Again, FIBA World Cup 2023 Molten Basketball giveaways. Subscribe, like our YouTube and FB accounts. Tag two friends in FB and answer this question. What does the FIBA World Cup mean to me as a Filipino? Answer in English, Tagalog, or any dialect, any language you want. Write your answer in the comment section below. We'll be picking 3 winners. And these beautiful basketballs, premium leather will be given. One of them, the official game ball, yan pong ang pamimigay po natin. And then a premium composite leather. Each one of them will have their own design, na puso design, ano? And then a FIBA World Cup 2023 Molten Rubber Basketball. We'll be announcing the winners in our episode on May 10, Wednesday at 8 p.m. So abangan po natin yan. And don't forget to send in your entries. It's so easy to win. And we'll deliver the balls to you. Now, if you're overseas and you're watching us, so long as you have an address in Metro Manila where we can deliver the ball, that's fine. You can join in. And you have until Tuesday noontime. That will be May 9 for you to send in your entries. And then we will make the announcement of the winners on May 10. Yun po. Okay, I think that's it, Diane.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our sports talk. I certainly did. We love sports. We talk about the latest in sports. We hope you enjoyed. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And all the best to the person who's going to win the super exciting Molten basketballs. Until
3
next
winners,
time,
3
Dyan
winners.
Castillejo.
Yeah, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button for notifications. Thank you very much for always supporting Play It Right TV. Quinito Henson po. Paalam.